So a brief introduction about Dr. Damilola. So Dr. Damilola is a certified medical doctor, a seasoned project manager with deep roots in cryptosphere since 2018. He has played a role in introducing NER protocol to Nigeria and Africa as early as 2020. Yes. And over the years, he has collaborated with major blockchain projects like Binance, Polygon, and more. Dr. Dami is the co-founder of the Mirror and the project lead of AutoChain. He has also founded several prominent communities across the northern Nigeria and Africa and making significant contribution to the Web3 growth in the region. So, sir, welcome, sir. As I hand over the mic to you, sir.
Okay then. Thank you very much. I hope I'm audible
Yes, you're very audible, sir. We can
and
hear
my
you.
screen is visible. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, good evening, everyone. Depending on your time zone, and welcome to I think day two. We're day two of this 6 weeks course really. And yesterday we dealt a lot about Web3 itself, compare Web2 with the current Web3 based infrastructure. Also to comparing Web2, real life Web2 applications, that of Web3. We talked about the core fundamentals of Web3 yesterday, starting with the most important one, blockchain. And today, we're going to be taking a look about this. So, welcome everyone, and then please say, getting me. This is actually going to be a very interesting class. I want us, like I said yesterday, before you come to any session in these 6 weeks, ensure that you do your own pro research so that you're able to contribute and able to ask questions when we bring up topics like this. So many of us will maybe hearing about blockchain, and then the question is it a series of blocks attached with a chain or a series of chains that have block at the end? We're going to be looking deep into it and then why it's very important and why it's a fundamental pillar of Web3 itself. Remember yesterday I talked a lot about decentralization, talked a lot about um, people owning their data, talked a lot to again to about you having access to your information and nobody have access to it. All this is possible because of the existence of blockchain itself. And then the way blockchain works, you get to me, is that it forms the core technology of Web3 itself. Just imagine it as how we have the iOS of Apple, how we have the Android, I think Android 13 if I'm not mistaken, of Android, or maybe it's like Android 15, I don't know. And how we have the core infrastructure backing many of the tech you are seeing all over the world. That's how Web3 it is being powered to by blockchain. So keep it in your mind, you getting me. I want to explain this infrastructure in a very simple way, and then you're able to relate it with why it's actually a key infrastructure of Web3. Now, blockchain is just a digital ledger, like I said, a digital ledger in which that is like a very big notebook, the same notebook we have in our houses. For those that have shops, you get me, we have a book whereby we write things we buy, things we sell, we calculate losses and profits in it. That's how the blockchain is. The only difference that you don't feel it. You get me? It's only being built as a digital notepad or notebook in the net that is powering whatever you see in Web3. So a blockchain is like a big data notebook that is shared with everybody. Once something is written, nobody can erase or cheat it. That's actually the difference between it and the digital ledger you see in shops where someone can come in and alter it. Now, the next question is that how is this actually possible? Even say if you can write notes, you can do whatever you want to do with your phone or the internet, and somebody can still go and erase it. Now, look at the keyword here. Digital notebook that is shared. That word shared with everyone. Keep it at that because of it means that once something is written on that book, everybody gets to know about it. So in case somebody feels that he wants to outsmart the system and alter anything, his own record will be different from what others have. And then it causes issues, which is actually why you see that Web3 itself is built on 100% transparency because of this particular reason that this book is being shared with everyone that is actually contributing to that particular ecosystem. Now, let us use a real life example. Imagine a village saving book. Everyone sees the record and no one can change it unless everyone would agrees together. So nobody, I'm very sure nobody will want to agree to cheat somebody in the same community. Mm-mm. You getting me? So because of that fact that many people are involved. So the main fact that the Web3 itself exists, Web3 exists for the population and population exists for Web3 itself. So both are contributing to each other. The fact that people are coming together to actually build something is actually what powers Web3 itself. And that's also to provide solution to general populace, like a form of like a realized, a actualized democracy itself. Now, what's the key traits of of a blockchain? Now, one is transparent. Please now, please, everybody should mute the mic so that we can have a sweet discussion. Thank you very much. Now, the first key trait is one transparent. Now, the blockchain is very transparent. Whatever goes in, you can just go in and check what has happened in the particular period of time and check who sent it, where was it sent to, and the rest. But the sweet thing is that you can just check what transaction is happening. You don't actually know who actually owns the wallet, so secrecy is there. Now, is distributed. Now, the blockchain belongs to everyone. Nobody can just come in and just say that for today, I don't want this particular ecosystem to work. Only one person. Mm-mm. Like what some like how it occurs with some of our Web2 based applications. And that thing about the blockchain too is that it is unchangeable. Whatever is written on that particular notebook, that digital notebook, you getting me, can't be changed by anyone. It's fixed and it's very, very secured. And we're going to explain why blockchain is very secured. And it actually deals with the fact that plenty people are actually involved in everything that has to do with the blockchain itself. The main fact that plenty people are actually involved creates that security for the blockchain as an infrastructure of Web3. So now let's start now. Now, what are transactions? Now, since you know that the blockchain is like a digital ledger whereby transactions and whatever happens is being written on it. Now, whenever you write something on that book, it is a transaction. So whenever a page one is open, page one of that book is a block one. So on that particular block, a transaction occurs and then it is written on that particular page. That is block one. So you can turn to block two, block three, block four like that and continue on. So on each page, we have things written on it. The same way we have a book and things are written on the book. For each line of writing on that particular book is a particular transaction. And what are transactions? Transaction is any form of action that occurs on that blockchain. Whether you use a black pen to write on the book, or use a blue pen to write on the book, or maybe you wrote with in English on the book, or you wrote with Hausa or Igbo or Yoruba on that book, every single word, every single sentence there is a transaction. And any transaction can occur, can be anything. It can be money itself, it can be mint of NFTs, can be voting, many things that are occurring on the blockchain, and each action is a transaction which will be recorded. Over the period of time, you'll be learning a lot about various things that can actually happen on the blockchain. Now, let me give you an example of a transaction. I know one of the most popular cryptocurrencies you know of is actually Bitcoin. Now, when somebody sends one Bitcoin from wallet A to wallet B, now when we're using a decentralized application to send money, now it leaves the same way we have our accounts. It leaves from my account to your own account. That's the same way it leaves the wallet to another person's wallet. Now, what happens now is this: is that money which we use here in cryptocurrency as BTC leaves my wallet. I sign and approve that I want to send one BTC from my wallet to my answer by clicking approve and the rest. So once I click on approve, you getting me? A transaction is being written on a block for that particular ecosystem, or for that particular DApp. And then transaction is written to the point that when it gets to the second person's wallet, you get me, it's being completed here. Now, there are things that comes to come and check if I truly sent it or not. I will discuss on those ones later. So example of transactions can be a BTC was sent to a friend, or an NFT we will talk about later. We will tell you on the DAO. All these things are transactions. Any action you take on the blockchain is is a transaction. Now, I told you that whenever, for example, somebody comes and write on the pay on the digital book, we call it a transaction. And I told you again that whatever is written there is one unchangeable and also to secured. How is that possible? Knowing fully well that in this world anything is actually possible, especially when the thing is actually being digitalized. Now, what happens now is this now. Now, how transactions get approved? Transactions are grouped into blocks, like I said. Then the network checks if transaction actually occurred or not. Now, the question now is who checks this transaction itself? Who confirms that you're not actually lying, or that you're not actually scamming someone? Like what happens a lot. Someone who can send a fake alert that is transferred money from his account to your own account, and there's no way of verifying it. But when it comes to the blockchain, there's somebody verifies it and then approves it. The person is called a node. Now, what are nodes? A node is a computer in the blockchain network that keeps a copy of the entire blockchain and helps to verify transaction. Now, in quotes, you getting me? A node is
We can't hear you,
okay
sir.
then. Yeah, sorry, I muted my mic. So let's continue. So now, what are notes? Like I said, somebody must come and confirm that things actually happen. So that in case of if somebody, for example, said that I didn't receive that one BTC, and you say you sent it, definitely the person that will make peace itself is actually the person that actually confirmed that transaction. And we call those guys notes. Now these notes are actually random computers that have agreed that they should use the powering system, the processing unit of their laptops to actually confirm the transaction. So that's why I say a node is a computer in the blockchain network. Now these computers are one and everywhere all over the world. That is one. Two is that they've told the blockchain network, they've told individuals and the community actually managing and running the blockchain, the digital ledger, and the rest that they want to be used as confirmation tools. You mean that these people must have a people that one have high stake in the network, two people of high integrity, and people that actually spend money and actually get the best of tools to verify it. And now these computers they run without the help of a human being actually managing them. So in quotes, it runs 24/7. The owners can be sleeping and the rest. Now you may not be asking, okay, so what is the benefit for these nodes? It's just very, very simple. Is that the system rewards them for every verified and confirmed transaction that occur on that particular blockchain. That particular computer or node is being rewarded. So for them actually approving and confirming that it actually occurred, that are being rewarded. So many people actually come in to actually get themselves involved. But the sweet thing about it is that each transaction have to be approved by only one node. And then when somebody writes on that digital ledger called the blockchain, it sends signal to all of the computers responsible for verifying this transaction on that particular blockchain, but only one, the one that solves the equation fastest, and also the one that solved it the most correct. Yes, the one that solve it correctly. Also, to is the person that actually gets the reward for actually verifying transactions. So I'll talk more about that one. Now, what are nodes? Now, a node is a computer in the blockchain network that keep a copy of the entire blockchain and helps to verify transaction. Now, what are the types of node? We have full node. They have full copy of the blockchain. Those are actually the ones that are primarily owned by the blockchain network itself. These one are not people that came from outside come and be verifying things. They have the validator nodes. Those are the ones that approve transactions. Those are actually the external type of validators or nodes. Then we have light nodes, just follow the latest data. So the ones just be collecting data that is happening all over the chain and storing it. They are not involving themselves in transactions. Neither are they the primary nodes of the blockchain itself. Now, like I told you, Web3 works to everybody work coming together. And you see these nodes that are actually confirming transactions, you getting me? A system can have average of minimum of like 20 to as high as 50. Bitcoin, for example, has like 80 plus if what I got of recent. But for each transaction for one transaction, out of this 80, one person is the one that will be rewarded for confirming the transactions. Now, like I told you, for each transaction that is written on that particular chain, the blockchain sends signal to all of these nodes. Now, this all these nodes must come together and agree that yes, wallet A, account A, we truly sent money from wallet A to wallet B. So among these 80, they first have to agree that transaction was done. Then they will now have to compete among themselves for who will go and confirm that it actually occurred. You get me? So The act of them agreeing together that the transaction has actually been signed to occur on that particular chain, it's called consensus. Now, consensus is how all the nodes agree on what is true. Like everyone in the village agreeing that the saving book is what is correct. Like I see somebody actually sent it, but someone will have to be delegated to actually go and confirm that truly somebody actually sent funds, or someone actually did whatever was done on that particular chain. Now, you want to confirm if you paid for rice. You ask them people who saw it. It says yes, then it's true, something like that. So now, how does this consensus mechanism work? Now, for this note you're getting me, each digital ledger, which we call blockchain, is being confirmed through various means. The one I talked about, in which people donate or people tell the network that they can use their computer system to actually use to confirm transactions on the chain, is what we call proof of work, because of the computer works it out. Now, what happens is this now, like I said, when somebody sends when someone does a transaction on a chain, the system itself sends signals to all of its validator nodes. All the nodes have been sent a signal. Now, this signal comes in the form of a mathematical equation. Sometimes it comes in the form of a puzzle and the rest. Now, the person that all these nodes together, they already know already that transaction has occurred. That's why they've already have a form of like a consensus. Now, the main fact that they are being active and are being activated means that they've already agreed. Now, the question now is, who does the confirmation of transaction? In proof of work, what happens is that when the signal goes to this particular um, node, the one that solves it the fastest and the one that solve it correctly is the one that is being delegated to go and confirm transaction, and it's the only one that will be rewarded, despite the fact that we have 80 that actually agreed together. Now, it works in a way that if for transaction one it's laptop A, for transaction two it can be laptop 30. So first transaction can be node one, the second transaction can be node 40, those transaction can be node 5. Is randomly selected based on the processing unit of each of these system. So this is what we call the proof of work consensus, because of every laptop, the smoother and the more advanced your unit of your node is, the more you are able the more you are able to confirm transaction the fastest, and the more the higher the chance for you to actually solve it correctly. That's why it's called proof of work. And some of the popular blockchain, is Bitcoin itself. Now, we have another means whereby people come together, whereby nodes come together to agree and confirm transaction. We call it proof of stake. Now, in proof of stake, now, this is actually very sweet. Is that you are actually interested in confirming transactions, and you want to be rewarded for you actually confirming transactions on this particular chain. So instead of you actually using a computer system, you use your money. Now, you'll be asking, why use your money? It's also very simple. Use your money to earn more money. If you are really interested in securing the network, you must also to be a stakeholder for that particular digital book itself. It's like you saying that, okay, I want to keep this book safe. Then you yourself must be ready to buy all the necessary tools to keep it safe, since they're going to be paying you for keeping this particular book safe. So in proof of stake, validator notes acquire a certain percentage with their own money of that particular token, to and they will keep it locked in a particular wallet, a particular account. So don't say account for now. Account and wallet they are the same, and then these accounts are being recognized by the system to be used to validate and confirm transactions. So now, the more the token, the more of the native blockchain token you own, mean that this the more your shares, you getting me, the higher the chance of you actually being selected to confirm the transaction. So the more money you lock up, the more the tendency, the more the chances of you actually being selected to actually confirm the transaction. Now, and that sweet thing about proof of stake is this: is that if per adventure you try to be smart because of the fact that okay, you want to because of, okay, for example, some people want to play the smart game because of they owe exactly a large amount of the token, and then more than like 20 or 30% of transactions that is being confirmed comes to their own wallet. They want to outsmart the system by actually creating or approving four transactions that are being slashed by at least 25% of that token. Now, let me give you an example. For the Nego system, for example, that is the Near blockchain. That's another digital ledger apart from Bitcoin. The minimum you can stake as a validator is about $100,000 of their native token called Near. So you must have $100,000 kept locked up, oh, and the money is not something that you easily have access to immediately. It takes about at least 3 days before you're able to have access to the locked tokens you keep. Now, if you keep more than 100K, 200K, higher the amount of the native token you keep in that wallet, the higher chances of you getting selected to actually confirm transactions. Now, in case of if the owner of this wallet want to play smart and then want to try to outbeat the system, confirming for transaction, and it's being confirmed by the blockchain network itself. What it does is very, very simple. It slashes at least 25% of that money and burns it. So you are risking your 100K to become 75K for a reward that is not up to $1,000. So in proof of stake, people are very, very careful in that if you're ready to actually use your money to make more money, be ready not to play foul game. And again, the sweet thing, another sweet thing about the proof of stake is that you don't have to own or have 100K to participate in the network. That's why they have what we call delegators. The people that are the nodes, I will call them validators. They're the one that validate transaction. But if you want to be part of the reward system, I want to be part of people that will be approving transactions, it's just for you to just tell the validator that please and please, I have those $100. Oh. Whatever is my share, whenever they confirm the transaction, please and please use my $100, calculate it, get your own percentage, and give me the rest. Maybe for example now, for every $100 kept in the validator's wallet, he earns $1. Meaning that for 100K, he earns $1,000 for validating transaction. And then you bring in your $100, meaning that now you'll be earning $101 now for each transaction. So it might tell you that okay, since you're not actually running the node, I'll take 20% of the money, you take 80%. So by the time my validator node confirms transaction, I'll give you $8. I'll give you $0.8. He will take $0.2. And this is helping you to earn, even though you don't actually meet the criteria to be a validator. But the problem is this: any day this validator decides to play funny, the system does not care. It slashes both your money and his money together as a 25% that goes off. That is why you have to be very careful whenever you want to go and stake your tokens with any form of validator. Know the validator, know the issue of validator so that you don't risk losing your money. So Let me just give you a step by step about how proof of stake works using the Ethereum blockchain. Now you send one Ethereum from a wallet account A to account B. Now, if Ethereum business I mentioned for people that don't really know, they're like cryptocurrencies, the same way you are seeing your naira, your dollars, and your CDs and the rest. You get me? There are also two cryptocurrencies, but like how we have different nations, that's the way we have the different digital ledgers which represent which with each token, each money representing each digital ledger. So I've mentioned BTC, I mentioned here, I mentioned Ethereum. They're all different cryptocurrencies. The same way we have different currencies in the world, from naira to dollars to pounds to CDs and the rest. So now, how does proof of stake work? Now, let's just use Ethereum blockchain for example. So now I want to send one Ethereum to my sister. Now I sent on my wallet, same way we have our bank account, and I press approve. Now the transaction is broadcasted to the network. This network means the network of validator nodes all over the world. Now the nodes come to go and verify that I actually have sent the one Ethereum. The transaction is actually grouped into a block and written on the book itself and form a block. Now this block is being verified by the various nodes and then added to the blockchain. So after all this thing has been done, I get my sister gets and one Ethereum. Meaning that transaction has to be confirmed and approved before the second party gets the Ethereum. Meaning that if there's issues with the validator node, that's where you will either be seeing very, very slow transactions or this transaction hanging. It's happened before for some particular blockchains and the rest, but it rarely happens nowadays. So why does all this why does blockchain itself matter? Now from the way I've talked now, you have seen that I didn't say that there's one person that is somewhere that is approving yes or no to individuals. Instead, it's people that come together to work it out, and then the person with the best of systems who might not do that be known physically by the community itself. But those are the main factors actually a contributor to the ecosystem to actually helping to actually ensure that things go well. So why does blockchain itself matter? One, no central authority, no banks, no admin, things going smoothly. And funny enough is that, like I said, all these guys that used to own the laptops, own the wallet, they don't have to be monitoring their wallet. No, they sleep off or they do whatever they want to do in their normal life. Their systems, their wallet, does everything in and then convert transactions for them. So there's no need for anybody to be there monitoring anything. Because they can see that with the way the whole operations of how you convert transaction or blockchain, you can now see and say why it's actually very, very safe from hacks and from frauds. There's nothing like the system is down, the notes are down, like what we see on Twitter and the rest on the physical notes. And there's also better transparency and trust. So now you can now say why applications built on blockchain can run 24/7 with no issue, are very, very safe, are very, very transparent, and there's a lot of trust in it. Now let's look at a real world example. Now a tomato farmer uses blockchain to track his produce from the farm that goes to the market. Everyone sees when it left the farm and what price it was sold, and many other things because of the fact that it's using a D app that is built on the blockchain, and then it's able to monitor it without him having to pay anybody or having to actually control anybody to actually look into his case for him. The thing is 100% free and transparent. So you join another example again that someone like you can join a saving DAO, a savings group, and no one can cheat because of the transactions are always visible. So most people that like doing adashi, yes. Other people will come and be putting money together. It does have no if guys give you the money, so if you don't want to be making more money for him for himself. But the blockchain, whatever money is being sent out is being recorded. So and funny enough is that you can just be your house just checking it. I feel like keeping the money is there too. So you don't have any issue. Neither do you have to go and be calling place for anybody. It's written there. If the person wants, if the person has once taken 5 naira, I've not back the five naira, you can ask person that Ogami, so and so day, you move so and so money to so and so wallet. What was it used for? And why did you remove it? And why did you return it back? And the person will have to explain it herself. That's how transparent the blockchain is. Now, what are the three? Just a recap. What are the three pillars of blockchain? One, transactions. One, transaction is the action people take. So every action that is being taken on the blockchain is called a transaction. Now, nodes. These are the computers or wallets that verify transactions that occur on a particular blockchain. Consensus is everybody agreeing on what is true. So by the time somebody sends money, all these wallets and computers and nodes will come and say that okay, oh, it's true. So and so and so and so and so person has made this transaction, and then somebody goes to go and confirm this transaction. And again, the way it works again is that it works before and after. So by the time the system sends message to everybody is allowed
The
that yes.
system sends message to everybody. Everybody is
Sorry,
allowed that.
everybody should mute their mic. Please and please.
Sorry, everybody should mute their mic. We can't see your screen, sir.
Eh?
Eh? Your screen, we can't see it.
You can't see my screen again.
We can't see my screen again. Yes.
What of now? Okay, I'm coming. What of now? What of now?
See it, sir.
Sorry, is it
What
that
of now?
was it of recent
Sorry,
the
is it
screen
that
went off?
was it of recent the screen?
Great, was it of recent the screen went off?
Recent the screen went off. Yes, sir. It was of recent, sir.
Okay, no problem. So as I said, the three
Hello,
pillars
sir.
again.
No problem. Yes, sir. So as I said,
I say this your screen is just by the side, by one side, just around, not fully like not expand, fully the wall screen.
No, I think it's from you. I can view his screen very well.
Like your own is full everywhere, like full size.
His screen is perfect.
I
His
think
screen is perfect.
Okay.
there's a box close to the screen you can click on.
So your screen is perfect.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
So as I said, please everybody should mute their mic so that we can. We're about to round up this particular session. So the three pillars of the blockchain again. The first one is transactions. Those are the any action that anybody takes on the blockchain is called a transaction. Now, what are nodes? These are the computers or wallets that are responsible for confirming transactions on the blockchain. What consensus is the fact or the act that everybody comes together to agree that a transaction is actually currently ongoing, and also to that the ones that also to confirm to that the transaction has already been approved and agreed that's actually true. That's what they call consensus. So that's why you see that when we're talking about Web3 being decentralized, secured, and the rest, you can see where it's getting all these attributes from the underground foundational infrastructure itself, the blockchain. So the very first blockchain came out in 2009. That was the Bitcoin blockchain. And then Okay, I think that we're going to have a session on cryptocurrency itself. Now, the way the world works in now is that not only money, not only money, like I said initially, it's not only money that goes through the blockchain. No, not only money. We have other form of digital assets that people are sending. We also have confirmations of agreements going through the blockchain. As long as it goes through the blockchain, it goes in as a transaction which has to be agreed on for it to be approved and for us to actually confirm that actually what occurred. The first blockchain came out 2008, 2009, that's Bitcoin blockchain, with it actually serving for the cryptocurrency called Bitcoin itself. And past, over the next 17 years, if I'm not mistaken, see, this is 2025. Yes, it is 17 years. We have seen an outflow of more than 200 different types of blockchain now that doing different things. The ones that are confirming transactions on the large scale, for example, those are for for platforms as big as Google itself. Those are some form of private form of blockchains, and we have a type of public type of blockchain that is only that confirms general form of transaction. Apart from this division of blockchain, we have other divisions of blockchain which I don't want to really want to delve in, as this is just a beginners class. We have some type of digital books, digital ledger that is only open to the public. Anybody can go in and go and check. We have some type of blockchain like Hyperledger, for example, whereby it's only contracted companies that can actually go through it and see what happens in that particular chain. So all this discussion is not for beginners level now. It's something that over time we're having classes on that, and then we're able to expand your mind on that. So just take this, build more on it. I just tell individuals the internet is your friend, YouTube is your friend, ChatGPT is your friend. Ask questions. What I've done here is what the video will be made available on YouTube later today. Go through it, ask questions. The WhatsApp group is also to there to any question you can ask after I'm done here. You can ask any question, I'm going to give you feedback immediately. So this will be the end of today's session. So if you have any question, you can please ask. Just click on the hand icon and then you can ask. I'm saying okay. Okay, let's start from Benjamin. Benjamin, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My question is from the lesson today, we understand the, that the whole idea of Web3 and blockchain, the individuals control their assets and whatever thing that they have.
Exactly.
And I also understand that there's a possibility of security issues like hack. You understand?
Yes.
So since all the transactions are recorded on particular nodes, is
Yes.
there any way of retrieving funds that are taken from someone's wallet that is not authorized by them? Maybe someone hacked into their wallet and then took their funds, and then the
Okay.
nodes are able to identify that these funds moved from this particular wallet to this one, and then the
Yes.
user is complaining that probably he was not the one that approved the transaction, or
Yes.
maybe a hacker or something. Is there
Okay
any
then.
possibility of retrieving the
Okay
funds?
then. I like this question. So first and foremost, if you have noticed many acts that occurred on the blockchain, not say on the blockchain, there was not direct hack on the blockchain apart from the one that happened on Ethereum many years ago. But what happened in any
Okay.
form of hack that occur in Web3 itself is that it's either one, they freeze the wallet, they freeze the transaction, and two, they now ask the perpetrator, the offenders to please turn back the money. Why did they do that? Very, very simple. Now, if the transactions for transaction to actually go from wallet A, please, who is speak, please, can you, okay, Benjamin, please mute yourself because of I'm hearing vibration back to my ears. Thank you. So now, if the act occurred, you getting me, and then the individual or company is able to tell the blockchain itself before the transaction actually got approved, then then that particular transaction will be frozen because of the notes have to approve it before the money can get to the wallet B. So that's about the particular transaction can be frozen and refunded back. But in most of the acts, what happens that the money that's already gonna already. It's now when there's now, like, for example, a sudden reduction in liquidity, or yeah, sudden reduction in liquidity, or maybe a sudden reduction in total funds. That's when alarm will be there, and by that time it's already late. Notes have already approved transaction. So it's a two-way stuff. If the act was noticed on time when the transaction before transaction was is being approved by the notes, good and fine. They can freeze that particular transaction, discuss with the validators, and see how it can be reversed back. But if it has already been approved, it's for you to find who owns that particular wallet, and then plead for the person to refund back your money. That's just how it is. That's why most Web3 transactions that has occurred, most of the time, is already almost late. It's almost late. It's only when the person is transferring from the second wallet to a third wallet. That's when they will go and meet at please. So, so and so amount of money was stolen from, for example, the one that occurred on Soon Network. So and so amount of money was stolen from the Soon Network, and the person was trying to transfer it from a Soon wallet to the Ethereum wallet through a bridge. So they had to discuss with the validators of that particular bridge, and then they froze the transaction there. So if it's possible, it can be frozen and reversed, but if not, you also have to just play and beg and see how the money can be refunded back if the validator already approved the transaction. So I don't know, Benjamin, if I've answered your question.
Yes, sir. The question is answered. It's
Okay,
answered.
no problem.
I just feel that okay, there's a loophole now.
Yeah, there's always a loophole everywhere.
Yeah.
It depends on how quick you are.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay. Next question. Olakunle, you can unmute yourself and speak. Oh
S-
yes. Olakunle, I saw a question
Sir,
on the group.
Olakunle,
Yes. Olakunle, I saw a question on the Great, are you saying something? Great, are you saying something?
I wanted to bring a
Okay, no problem. Let
sir.
me answer the question. I saw it.
Should I
Okay,
read
no
it out
problem.
for
Let me
you?
answer the No, I've question. I
I've
I've saw seen it. it.
All right.
I've seen it. So when it comes to earning in blockchain, you get me. Like I said, anything you do on the chain is a transaction. Whether it's the fact that you use connected your wallet to the app, or you collected your earnings from the blockchain game, anything you do is a transaction, which can be traced back to your own primary wallet. So everything is a transaction. Thank you very much. So I think Michael, you can unmute yourself and speak.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Um, I got everything that you said today, but I
Mm.
think proof of work was something I don't understand. You
Okay,
said something
okay,
about proof of.
okay. So let me talk more about proof of work. If this is getting more and more outdated. Now in proof of work, you're getting me when a
Yes.
particular blockchain uses the consensus of proof of work to confirm its transactions. Now, it uses the processing unit of computers, random computers all over the world to confirm the transaction on that thing. Now, once somebody sends money, for example, from wallet A to wallet B, a transaction is to be formed. Now, the system, the blockchain itself, sends a form of like a signal. This signal comes in the form of a mathematical equation or a puzzle to all of its validating nodes. Those are the ones responsible for confirming the transaction. Now, when it sent it in a proof of work, the processing unit, the laptop, the computers all over, randomly selected all over the world, receive the signal. Now, among the laptop, the one that is actually the fastest to solve that particular puzzle, the one that has the best of the of processing units, you getting me? That is able to
Yes,
solve that
yes, yes.
particular equation is the one that is given the right to confirm that particular transaction. That's why it's called proof of work because of your laptop, your whatever you're using as a means of confirming has to always be on 24/7, which has always been an issue because of it. This system creates a lot of heat, and then this it is the people are complaining that it's causing global warming, blah 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 blah. That's why Ethereum had to move from proof of work to proof of stake and the rest.
Mm.
You get to the proof of work, your laptop is the one working for you. Proof of stake is your money that is working for you. I don't know if I'm
Okay.
able to solve to get to explain that to you.
Yes, but I think I have other questions too. I'm
Okay, no
sorry.
problem. You can speak.
Um, then this blockchain of a thing, is it like an application or how do one like
No, no. Okay,
get
I don't
go
know which phone are you using. Are you using iPhone? Are you using Android?
Android
Okay. What they call these things? Which Android version are you using?
8.0 or 8.1, something like that.
Exactly. Is it software or a hardware?
Is a hardware.
As I know, it's a software. If I remove
Software,
that,
sorry.
if I remove that from
Software,
your
software.
phone, do you know that your phone will not work?
The version?
Yeah. If for example now that version get outdated,
Okay.
will your phone work?
No, 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 it won't.
Exactly. So the blockchain is the software powering
Okay.
many of the tools you see in Web3. The same way the iOS powers iPhone,
iPhone.
the same way your
Okay.
Android 8 powers your of this. That's the same way blockchain itself powers applications built in Web3. You grab. So
Okay.
it's just a software that acts as a digital ledger.
Okay. Okay.
Okay then. You have any other question? Or I should go on to the next
No,
person?
no.
Okay,
Move
no
on to the next
problem.
person. I understand.
Okay, awesome. So I will give you Lazarus the mic. So Lazarus, you can speak up. Lazarus, you can speak. Okay, Mohammed, you can unmute yourself and speak.
Sorry,
Good
my
evening, sir.
network.
Okay, sorry, let Lazarus speak. Sorry, Lazarus, you can speak.
Okay, okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Just like you said from the beginning of the class, we can as well make contribution to it. So mine
Yes.
is not really a question, but a contribution. So one of the reasons why blockchain is secure that even the creators of it cannot even hack or break into it as at this time is because in every transaction there is a summary of the last transaction written on every new transaction. Okay, so like the first page of a new transaction carries the summary of the last transaction. So if you want to hack into it, so you need to trace back to the very first transaction that occurred in the system, which is going back to far back as 2008, 2009, thereabout. So you see, one of the reasons why it cannot be hacked or break. And at this point, not even the creators of it, like I said, can even break it. So this is just what I want to add to it. So why blockchain
Awesome.
is secure and
Awesome.
solid.
Thank you very much for that, Lazarus. Awesome contribution. I love things like this. Thank you very much, Lazarus, for the additional knowledge I've given to everyone here. So thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So thank you very much for that, Lazarus, for the additional info. So I don't know, Mohammed, you can speak up now.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
Sir, I'm asking like a transaction was made on a blockchain, primarily MetaMask. So the transaction was successful at the end, but wasn't received on the in the other end. It was showing like block confirmation. Something.
So
I'm asking
I don't know if my network.
what really the
I'm not
matter there.
really. Mohammed, I don't know. Can you type out the question? I don't know if my network is a network, but I'm not really hearing you. I don't know. Or maybe you can speak into the mic of your phone.
Okay, I'll just type it.
Okay, no problem. I'll be expecting it. So, Sadiq, Sadiq, you can unmute your mic and speak.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Firstly, thank you very much, Damiola and other team members, for this wonderful presentation. Thank you very much once again. My own is just a request, please.
Okay.
Please, can we see the PowerPoint after the presentation so that we can follow it?
Okay, no problem with that. As I said, we're also going to be uploading all of our classes on YouTube. Also, to have been providing yesterday's and today's slide on the WhatsApp group. That one,
Okay.
that will not be a problem. Okay,
Okay,
then.
that's good. Thank you very much.
Awesome, awesome,
Thank you.
awesome. I don't know who again have I missed. Please, I don't know if I've missed any question apart from what I want to can check on the income message. See?
There is no new question on the message box,
Yeah, I
sir.
think I was expecting somebody to type out his question. I think that was who was that again? I think it's Mohammed. Okay, Emmanuel, you can speak up again.
All right, GM, I really enjoyed the class today. Like, you know, about blockchain. Yeah, this is I wanted to ask a question though, but I don't know whether the question will be too advanced for the class, or
No, you
should I
can
just
ask.
throw it? Is that okay?
No, you can ask.
Okay, now when it came to blockchain, I actually followed up the PDF you were actually using,
Yes.
and I was not seeing things like a distributed system because I wanted to ask, what would you say is the differences between a distributed system and a distributed ledger in the blockchain? Because
Okay.
the blockchain sir,
No, continue.
can you hear me? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Continue.
Okay, so because the blockchain is something that is kind of vast to the depth of my research. So I was also expecting that maybe we'll go a bit deeper, like So, but since you said it was a beginner class, I don't know whether I could actually throw the questions because there were much more I wanted to do, wanted to ask. But let's stop at what do you think should be the difference between a distributed system and a distributed ledger in the
Okay.
concept of blockchain, not in the yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I didn't really want to delve too much into some other aspects of blockchain, as we are going to later do some other things later. But you see that those two sentences or those two statements has always been something of controversy within my own cycle too. It's right for people that are trying to, what am I going to say now? People that are trying to see how creating an omni chain will be like. I have a friend that is trying to see how you can use what they call chain abstraction to see how you can actually fuse all into one and see the feasibility of that. Mm. So to me, I can't really give you a detailed answer to that particular question. The reason why is that if you ask me today, I ask any of my own close colleagues about the answer, towards have two different answers. But let me just give you my own. This is just my own answer, Emmanuel. This is my own answer. You getting me?
Yeah, I am with you. I can
Okay.
hear you, sir.
So for distributed ledger, you getting me? I just look at it as an individual. How am I going to say it? How am I going to say it now? Yes, an individual blocks in which information goes through each block, and before the new one is being formed, an initial one has to be existing. So in summary, everything works within the same network, the same frame, and then this was actually what led for to the fractionalizing of Ethereum into Ethereum Classic and Ethereum itself. This whole idea of distributed ledger when the 49% attack occurred itself during, I don't know when, what that was then. Well, when it comes to the distributed system, to me, like I said, this is answers that me I just feel that was correct when I was discussing with some of my colleagues. Those has to does see do with the interaction between chain A and chain B. That's just how me I see it.
Okay. Um.
Mhm.
So sorry, I don't know, but I've actually been studying blockchain for some time, and when I had learned okay, it's a blockchain class. That's why I actually wanted to go much more deeper because I don't know which time we may have time to actually talk like this again. That is why. So permit me, please.
No problem, sir.
Now, let's say that's your opinion on distributed system and then distributed ledger. Now, when it comes to node, we actually spoke about node, and
Yes.
the concept I found out that many people have about node is that people say it's a computer, some people say it's a human being. You understand? And I believe that a human being can serve as a node, a computer can serve as a node, and AI can also serve as a node. Now, but in the concept of Byzantine node, there's something this concept called Byzantine, like when a node
Yes.
is not functioning in a certain
From
order.
Cosmos.
I know that
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Now, can you give me a practical example about when that such node is not functioning in that order? What do you think will happen to the blockchain? Because based on the law of Byzantine, what's the name? The law of this guy, I can't remember now. That a node, that two or three nodes should not um, uh, should not cause harm in a transaction during a transaction within the blockchain. Now, the thing I'm trying to really get is that what if it's happening in a real life project, or let's say it's happening in a real life transaction that we have Byzantine node, and let's say something like a
Hello.
Bitcoin, let's say
Okay.
something occur in Bitcoin. because it's that kind of thing can occur in Bitcoin, which means that this node can also get virus. Is that what it also mean? You understand? It's just I'm just trying to get the idea fixed so that I can be able
Okay,
to know,
okay. Now,
you know, maybe
but
attacks
okay,
that could actually
okay,
come on.
okay. You have learnt. Sorry, sorry, guys. Just have not answer this one quickly. Now, when it comes to such types of activities or events occurring, now the most possible thing that will actually happen to any blockchain that faces that is what we call a blockchain forking. That's actually what happened with Ethereum itself some few years ago. Then Ethereum will fork. Ethereum forked into Ethereum Classic itself and Ethereum Bitcoin, yes, Ethereum Classic and Ethereum itself because of this same thing you discussed about. So I won't really go too much into that. When you see two or three notes misbehaving and then they're able to carry at least 49%, right, I won't call it an attack, but since 3, 4, or 5 people are saying that they want A to occur and others are saying they want B to occur, everybody goes at different ways. So when it comes to any project that is built on such blockchain and then this funny thing occurs, then the project will choose where you want to stay. Once they with the first group or second group, and then fucking occurs, and then you see two different type of tokens and the rest. But I don't want to delve too much here. I think you and Emmanuel, you and I will talk more on WhatsApp. But actually, what actually happens actually that they'll be fucking of the team. And then for any day app actually built
Okay, sorry,
on that,
sorry, no problem, sir. I
was good.
surrender. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay then. I don't know if there's any other question. Sorry guys. Emmanuel is someone that like hyper stuffs too much. So that one is me. I need to talk about that one later. So is there any question? This does basis. We're going to delve more into blockchain as we go after this quote, not during this quote. This is the beginners session. Okay, I think. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think this is the end of our session. I was thinking I will
Sorry,
get
there
message.
are questions in the message box.
Okay, let me check. Okay, interaction was successful from the sender. Was it received from the receiver? So back. So going back to the transaction history, it was successful. It was showing something like block confirmation with the number before a complaint was made, but nothing. So I'm asking, can you use okay? What can I say about this? Okay, and from my own understanding, you get me. Like I said, the note has to finally approve it before you see the funds in wallet B. Now there was once a time on the Ethereum blockchain before the existence of sidechains and layer tools. You get me, whereby the Ethereum blockchain was really clogged up. So I think I was very active. There was one particular NFTs platform called CryptoKitties that were messed up things. During that time, two things occurred. You could send Ethereum from wallet A to wallet B, and it will tell you successful, but you won't see that font in that wallet for like 2 weeks. You won't see anything. And if you are fortunate that your transaction was not actually approved by any node itself, it gets you see your money being refunded back to your original wallet. But it has to be approved before the money will show in wallet B. So I just have that suggestion that it was not actually approved or just approved, but the chain is actually really, really locked. It's really jam packed, and many things are. I'm not going to say it now. It's just very, very slow for now. Unless if the unless if it's actually an exchange. 6 months. 6 months. Was it through? Was it through an exchange, or was it just wallet to wallet? If it's an exchange, please and please, you have to go and meet their customer service. This is 6 months ago. Wow. Oh, sorry. Through which network? Which of the blockchains? Is it Binance Smart Chain, Solana, whatever? Wrong network. It's very hard. Unless if it's it's like an EVM based wallet, yeah, it's possible. But anyhow, I won't talk much about that because it means I'm confused about that particular issue. To be sincere, yeah, I talked about this 1.5 billion, the one that happened on Bybit. Okay, we're going to have a session during this court about individual security in Web3 that will taken by an expert DSF. But when it comes to keeping funds in exchanges, I will advise anyone, never you keep fund in an exchange in a wallet that you don't control its seed phrase. Because I think tomorrow we'll talk about wallets. Never you keep funds in any wallet that you don't control. Meaning that any form of exchanges, either Binance, Bybit, and the rest, do not keep your funds there. And if you are keeping your funds in any wallet that belongs to you, ensure that the seed phrase only you have access to it. Do not connect your wallet with any link you don't saw, you don't say randomly. First of all, confirm any link before you click on confirm wallet. That is very, very important. Don't worry, we are going to take you through security tips and measures as you are going through this course. So before the end of the 6 weeks, you'll be mentally sound to actually enter fully into Web3. Regarding this 6 months, 6 months is too long. 6 months is too long. Anyhow, if you're on WhatsApp, let's talk. Let's see how maybe it can actually be, like I said, it actually be a wrong network, wrong EVM network. It's possible. So I won't say much about that. Let's talk on WhatsApp. Mohammed. Let's talk on WhatsApp. Let's see how can, if there's possible, if a way of finding solution to that. So I think this is the end of today's session. Like I said, Emmanuel, let's continue on WhatsApp. I don't want to talk too much here. And for our other guy, yes, well, our other guy, please and please, let's talk on WhatsApp. So I will find, we're able to get a solution for that. So I'll give you the mic next to greet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of today's session. Sadami, is there any assignment for them
As
today?
usual, you should make a tweet.
All right, everybody should make a tweet about what they learned today and drop it
This
on
evening.
Twitter. Don't forget to tag the Mirror.
And to submit the link, the same time of yesterday. So
So after making your tweet, you drop the link on the WhatsApp group. Yeah, attendance has been taken already. Thank